Curly Tail and the sun. And there is Curly Tail. After a good night's sleep, Curly Tail woke up to a bright, shining, hot sun. You can see the sun shining down on him. He is so hot, he's wondering what he's going to do to get cooled off. The sun was so bright and so hot that he tried to get away from it. Here he is, looking around, trying to figure out how he is going to get away from the heat of the sun. He hid in the shade and curled his tail, but that did not work. Here he is, trying to hide in the shade, but guess what? All of his body was not in the shade, so he was still hot. He straightened his tail, and that was worse. Guess why? When he straightened his tail just hung out in the sun, and the sun just got hotter and hotter and hotter. No matter where he went and how he tried, he just could not seem to get away from the heat of the sun. He ran across the grass. There he is, running across the grass, trying to get away from the heat of the sun. And climbed up on a rock. There he is on the rock, but guess what? He's right in the sun, and the sun is just getting hotter and hotter and hotter. But the sun was still hot. And there he is trying to figure out, what am I going to do to get away from the heat of the sun? He decided to go back to the ground and come up with another plan. So there he is on the ground, thinking and trying to figure out, what am I going to do to get away from the heat of the sun? He saw a place where he thought he could hide from the sun, but he had to climb so high, and for him, climbing was not fun. And guess why it wasn't fun? Look at him. Can you tell how scared he is? Climbing up the wall, trying to get away from the heat of the sun. He slipped and almost fell and had to hold on for dear life. Look at him, holding on to the wall, praying that he does not fall. He was afraid, but he did not stop. He kept climbing to the top. There he goes. See, you never give up. You keep trying until you get to where you want to go. If he wanted to get away from the sun, he knew he couldn't stop. So there he goes, climbing and climbing and climbing his way to the top. And guess what? He's almost there. Little by little, he got nearer and nearer to the top. Look at it. Do you see the difference? He's almost there. He was getting tired and did not want to fall. So look at what he's doing. He is holding on to that wall. He's making sure he does not fall. With one last push, he made it over the wall. Yay! He got there. You see what happens when you keep trying? You make it to where you're trying to get to. He was so happy that he held his head and tail up high. He was happy because he learned that you can do anything if you try. And there he is, so excited about finally being up the wall and a little bit out of the sun, because if you notice, there is some dark, but there's still some light, so the sun is still shining bright. Then he went exploring. Look at it. He wanted to see where he had gone, so he walked around to see what new thing he would discover. He was excited about the things he was seeing. Look at it. You can tell by how he's curling up that he just can't believe where he is. A new day of exploring. He liked seeing his own shadow. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I think is great. He was happy, but he still felt hot. And after having fun in the shade, he was ready to go out in the sun again. So there he was, happy, but still hot. So you know what he did? There he is, looking outside and saying, I think that I was better off in the sun. Climbing down the wall was so much easier than climbing up. Look at him, positioned and ready to run down that wall and go home. He was down in a jiffy and on the run. Ooh, look at that. After learning that you can never run away from the heat of the sun. Very good. And now, there he is, relaxing in the very same sun he was trying to run away from. Love it.